Here we are, everybody. Welcome. We're getting into the first game of the day. It's really exciting. We're spawning directly on top of aiRInhale from Team Air. He's a really strong Protoss player, friend of mine. That's how we're getting to this so quickly and efficiently, going up against SCSLyra, a player we've not seen before, a Terran player repping SCS Gaming, which is actually the team of the person running this entire stuff. So quickly shout out Chimera Heart, you're awesome, and let's see what your Terran player can do.
Right, so this is going to be blue and orange, which are the movie colors, if you've ever seen those movie posts or anything like that. I don't know, there's different sites and stuff, and they have they say, how often do you see blue and orange in movie, I want to say box, DVD covers? And you're like, oh, I don't think that often. Then they show you a million DVDs, and they're all blue and orange. Sorry, that's very random, but I like these colors. They look good together. So, yes, we are going to have this TVP. Both players are masters, I believe. I know aiRInhale is, and Lyra, I would imagine, as he is repping SCS there. And it looks like we are going to see the wall-in from our blue player, Lyra, here.
Yeah, and there's the barracks being thrown down, too. So far, everything is standard. It's not enough time yet to see if there are any gases going to be taken. But we have an admin says...
He says they can do best of 3 if they wish. Yes.
Ah. That's kind of cool.
So, we'll see right here if the gas is going to be taken. It does not look like he's taking his gas for our Terran player, at least Lyra. So, going to be getting that second supply depot down instead, which is signaling possibly 1-rax expand.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. 1-rax expand like this.
Yep.
And I just like the friendly banter. With the, if I win, then no. Alright, that's just little funny witty things. Inhale's a very cool guy. He's actually normally, he's a manager for Team Air. I probably should mention that. It's kind of relevant. But we'll see.
Alright, so they're going to do best of 3.
Alrighty then.
A little bit of change up there, and best of 3s are always a little more fun. Plus, now both of these players at least get 2 games. So...
And more than that, we have a really, really interesting psychological factor now coming into this game. One thing that could really happen is a big cheese in either this game or the next game to completely mess up your opponent for the next game, or if you win the first game, it allows you to try and get up a very speedy win for 3 games. I mean, because if you cheese and you win, it's an easy game.
Exactly.
Unless you do something weird cheese. But take a look at Inhale's build. I'm going to point this out right now. He stopped mining gas after getting 50, so he's chronoing out his warp gate. He threw down his nexus a lot faster than you normally would if you kept mining that gas. And this is a very interesting play on actually the Millennium Feast 1-gate expand, which is my opener against every single Terran player. This is a variation I haven't seen before, where you actually use 3 guys to mine the gas and you pull them off. The Feast version, you actually rally your guys into the gas geyser for the 20, 21st, and 22nd probe. And by that time that the probe gets in there, your Cyberman score finishes, you have 50 gas, and you're throwing down your expansion at 23 food. So this is even faster than this, because as the Inhale is just at 21 food.
Right.
I don't know the exact timing on clockwise, but I think it's even faster on the clock as well. But look at this warp gate timing too. His warp gate's going to finish at very similar time to when his 3 gates will finish, allow him to do some very heavy gateway unit pressure, usually stalkers.
Yep.
But he doesn't have a proxy probe out there, so this is more like a defensive fast.
And you can see Lyra scouting with both SCVs around the map for that proxy probe, as he would imagine seeing that chrono boost going down on the warp gate there. And what all did he see with the gates? He did not see the additional 2 gates, but he did see the probes, and the probes right there. Yeah. So, very interesting play right here from Inhale, and I'm very surprised that there's no forward pylon though, as having this warp gate done right now is of no use to him, really.
Yeah, he's just getting out more stalkers, but there's no reason not to be aggressive with something like this. He may just be doing it to be safe against things like a Terran 2-rax, where you go for the reactor and the tech lab, and you pull in concussive shell marauders along with double marines to attack. Possible. And it's almost a guaranteed kill against a normal 1-gate expand, where you do it off the single Zeld, the single stalker, and you get your next at 28 food.
Right.
But this build beats it, because you have the warp and reinforcements, you pull probes if you need to, but as of right now, it's just a completely standard game.
Yeah, so I mean, very interesting opening there with the 50 quick gas and stuff to get that warp gate. So yes, I guess as you were saying, just a little bit worried about possibility of a 2-Rex or something like that. But now he's, you know, now everything's kind of going back to standard. He's getting a 3rd gas right now at about 730, so no crazy. It's not like he was holding off gas for some fast zealot or, you know, anything really. And no, not even a forward pylon. He's just simply gonna chill and defend off of this.
Yeah, but you know what really worries me?
In the meantime, I guess Lyra, we should talk a little bit about him. We've been focusing on Inhale.
Yeah.
What?
Lyra has been SUVing amazingly well. Normally, Toss would be ahead in probes by even a good solid 10 sometimes with perfect chrono boosting and not getting supply block, but Lyra is ahead in the food, and the SCV count and probe count is basically even, 34 and 33. Lyra's just now adding this 3rd gas, and he is playing very well, macroing up an amazingly strong force, and he's playing very intelligently with just a very standard, good timing for any kind of DT play with the missile turret in the front.
Right, so I mean, Lyra, of course, just doing a great job here, and you have to consider also that all those chrono boosts that went so quickly out on that cybernetics core for the warp gate were not chrono boosted probes, so that could also play a factor in him not having the count ahead right there in the worker count, or the supply lead in the worker count very much, because, well, Lyra was building SCVs the whole time. It was they build about the same as probes. I think it's like 12.5 seconds for an SCV, 12.25 seconds or 35 seconds for a probe.
In real life?
In real life time,
yeah,
yes.
because it's 17 game seconds for both.
Yeah, real life seconds, but it's a tiny bit shorter for a Protoss player.
It's shorter if they chrono boost. If they chrono boost, it takes a Toss 11.5 seconds to build a probe. Because it's a 50% increase for 20 seconds. Yeah, this is all in-game timer. That's stuff that I do. Because personally, I like just as a personal note, I like to try and use the in-game timer and not real minutes, because it's more relevant to while you are in-game.
Right.
That's my opinion on it, because you have the game timer in the bottom left. You can see that, and it gives you
you can see it.
Yeah, a great chance just to keep an eye on that, and that's really what I try and do. And I think most people should try and do, unless you're just a god and you defy all rules. Which
and
pretty much is Stefano.
Yeah, pretty much Stefano or Nesty or one of those guys.
Yeah.
So right now, a lot of upgrades have gone down for our Terran player. We do have a quick pause, but if we look at our Terran player, he did get Stim, I believe. Yes, Stim's finished. Combat Shield is finished. There's finishing. Concussive Shells are finishing. +1 has already finished. So he's just done a ton of upgrades. He's getting an armory, so he can get that +2 attack very soon, and another engineering base, so he'll be going for that 2-1 pretty soon, while our Protoss player just getting that extended thermal lance, but I don't think he has a forge down at all for any upgrades to get started yet.
Yeah. It looks like Inhale is playing, he's getting down more gateways, but notice Inhale's been on so few gateways this entire time. I'm kind of worried about him and his production capabilities, to be honest. And his safety.
Are you? I mean, he's been working off what is his miners. It's not like he's banking too much right here. And with this these 6 warp gates, I think he'll be fine. Especially because he does have 6-gate robo. So, I mean, off a 2 base, that's about all you can support. Really, you could probably support 1 more.
Yeah, but I'm worried because it looks like he wants to get a 3rd base right now. And his food count is surprisingly low right now. He only has 49 probes, so his army count's pretty much... Actually, now it's even slightly behind. But let's take a look at this. He needs perfect forces to do a good bit of damage, but he's not casting. He let himself get caught in a choke. Look at all those units just dancing around, so his Colossus is the only thing doing damage. I guess it's fine. Colossus do damage, but
yeah,
we're going to watch this push, and a good spread from Lyra could really kill this push.
Yeah, so this is going to, basically it's just going to come down to positioning, which is a lot of SC2 in general. Vikings are out though now, at least 1, 2 more on the way, almost to be finished right here. So they'll be able to start working at that Colossus, but terrible unit kind of spread here for Lyra. He was expecting the units to come up that choke instead of from the right side. So we'll have to see exactly what happens, and Lyra just kind of sacrificing random units, not really engaging. Here we go, possibly going to engage. Yes, we're going to get a decent concave on these units, and I would say Lyra's going to be able to clean this up.
Yeah, Lyra's going to take it. There's that Colossus down there. Ooh, Inhale makes a really, really bad mistake, running all his units forward, and there we just see his army getting barrage, and that's
and GG. Yeah, so that engagement right there, Lyra just had the concave. The force fields were not thrown down fast enough, in my opinion, to really block off enough